Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today I want to share a story about why it's important to hodl. Case in point, this holder bought 100K worth of Bitcoin at $250 towards the low around 2 cycles, maybe 3 cycles ago. So this is the reason why we need to hold and why good things come afterwards. Also, a lot of other things going on. Twitter, Reddit, Polygon, whole bunch of stuff. So let's get to it. Let me share my screen. All right, so I'm looking at Bitcoin right now. Obviously, Bitcoin is at 19.3, which is pretty good. But, you know, you have to go all the way back over here to 2015, 2016. Unfortunately, I was in Bitcoin around this time. I got into Bitcoin around very late 2013 into 2014 when Bitcoin first hit $1,000 and then started coming down. And I was mining Litecoin at the time. It hit $40 and came down to like $8. That's when I got out. I got scared out and I headed to $1 something. But that was my mistake. At least I got educated on Bitcoin a little bit in terms of how mining works and blockchain, all that, but I didn't truly believe. I wasn't a believer back then, right? But someone else was, and that is Cathie Wood. She said after reading the Bitcoin white paper, she understood it. She understood the vision and knew this was going to be big. That's why she decided to buy 100K worth of Bitcoin, which is still a lot of money. This is back in 2015. So minus the inflation, more than 100K now. But 100K worth of Bitcoin at $250 and has never, ever sold it. That's important. So that is worth close to $8 million now. And of course, once Bitcoin gets back up to its peak of $69,000, well, then that $8 million balloons up to close to $30 million, okay? So this is the reason why it's important to hodl. I think despite everything that I've been saying about macro conditions, distrust in governments, right? Distrust in fiat, all the shenanigans that banks and central banks are doing, but ultimately, Bitcoin is the one asset to hold because it can't be inflated in any artificial way. No one controls it, and there's a set supply. This is why we want to hodl, right? So Cathie Wood is proving to many that she does. I don't think she's ever shared this story before. I knew Cathie Wood is a big Bitcoin bull, and even though she made some, I would say, some mistakes recently with her trades, trading off Coinbase and Block, but still, deep down, she's a big Bitcoin bull. So, good story overall. But you know what? Cathie Wood, of course, you know, she controls ARK. ARK is not the only VC that's interested. I mean, right now, you see headlines left and right about VC capital coming into the space and investing in early stage projects, right? Not just about Bitcoin, but recently, like for example, Uniswap just got a huge funding, $165 million round. So we know that the new Aptos, right, received an enormous amount. I forgot, it's hundreds of millions of two. So there's enormous money coming in. So it's not just ARK, a lot of other venture capitalists and hedge funds and just institutions, they're all jumping in knowing that, yes, Bitcoin is the granddaddy of them all, but there are many others that are definitely worth investing into right now, especially when there's fear out there, especially when things are low. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Now, as for some of the other things that's going on that's quite interesting, crypto-related, Twitter. It's been leaked that Twitter is working on its own crypto wallet. Okay. Now, it's unknown if this started before Elon made his bid or afterwards, right? But you know for sure Elon, after taking over Twitter, is going to expand upon this. He already said he wants to make Twitter into a super app, but getting a crypto wallet integrated, very seems like it's a no-brainer. You want to be able to send and receive crypto. You could use it for authentication. And if you want to expand upon Twitter, you need a native currency, right? Does that mean Dogecoin will become the native currency? Many people are anticipating that Elon will bring more use case to Dogecoin. Maybe this is how he does it. Makes Twitter into a super app and then makes Doge the official currency to be used. Hopefully it's not just Doge. Hopefully you have options like Bitcoin and Ethereum and maybe Doge, right? The three, but we know this is happening. So very interesting. I'm pretty sure Elon is going to elaborate on this. But unfortunately, Apple on the other spectrum, they're playing hardball right now. So I covered this story a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, about how the App Store is charging 30% of NFT sales. Now, they normally, for those of you guys that are not aware, the App Store basically takes 30% from everything. In-game purchases, items, everything is 30%. And the Fortnite maker, didn't like that and I think sued Apple. I don't know if there's any conclusion to that. But even with NFTs now, so if you're a brand or you're OpenSea or NFT marketplace, every single sale will take out 30%. So I don't know. And they're not relaxing the stance. So there's kind of like they're trying to shun NFT marketplaces away, which is kind of interesting because they're not actually taking 30% from crypto exchanges, but they're taking away from NFT marketplaces. So it seems like that's not their thing right now. And that may hurt them in the future in a big way, especially when you have big platforms that are offering NFTs that will not be doing so on Apple devices or at least the App Store. So Reddit, they decided to sell their avatars. Turned out to be a huge hit. I was not really aware there was a limited number being sold, and there's going to be airdrops and stuff like that. Supposedly this huge, massive amount of wallets, more so than even OpenSea. I mean, it's going nuts. But I don't really care about the NFT aspect to this. What I do care about is where this is residing on. Okay, and where is it residing on? Polygon. And this is why I've been so bullish on Polygon, because it does seem like every single company out there that wants to come out with a platform that sells NFTs or handles or trades NFTs, or just brands that want to release NFTs, they're all choosing Polygon. They're not choosing anyone else. Okay, and some of the biggest DeFi projects are moving to Polygon ZK EVM as well. So this is the reason why Polygon, I think, had a pretty good day. This was obviously pretty good. But also what's good is Warren Buffett's own bank, NuBank in Brazil, is also offering their own token to their clients. But again, that's on top of Polygon. So anyone that wants to get into NFTs right now is on top of Polygon. So this is all good stuff for Polygon. But as you can see, more and more are turning to Bitcoin and crypto and decentralization and blockchain. And this is what we want. The funny thing is, the irony behind this story is Warren Buffett still, in every single interview, every single thing I have ever seen him say, is that Bitcoin is bad. It doesn't produce anything. He always talks about he only invests in things that produce something. So that's why he doesn't like Bitcoin. But he happens to own a bank that's very crypto friendly. So think about that. Interesting. All right, so as for Bitcoin itself, are we getting any movement soon? Well, I did talk about this week, major events happening, economic-wise, economic data. We got GDP report, we have a PCE report, but chart-wise, still many are looking at what has happened before versus now. This morning, I showed you guys the Bollinger Band width chart, and we haven't seen the width being so crunched since 2015, right when Cathie Wood bought her 100K Bitcoin. And right now, here's another one that's measuring the downside, right? After you have that initial drop, and then you have that downside where you kind of hover a little bit. That's the true bottom, and then you recover up from there. So the drawdown, you can see before 2015, drawdown was about 50%. Then the drawdown in 2018, about 48%. And the drawdown we just had now, about 46%, okay? And if you look at this other metrics on the bottom, or the indicator GMMA, not quite sure which one that is, but you can see clearly when it starts turning into green from red, right? Like MACD and all these other ones, stochastic and RSI. If you look at them on like a grander, longer time scale, like the monthly or weekly, they're all turning up. So even from a chart perspective, these are showing that Bitcoin are ready to head higher. So don't miss out. Don't miss out. Also, miners are continuing to hash away. The hash rate for Bitcoin continues to go higher and higher and higher. And this is important because usually if you study the history, if there's a large deviation between the hash rate and the price, that usually indicates that major movement is going to come. Here's another one that's looking at the Puell multiple, which kind of measures that. But there's been others that I've shown where if there's a huge deviation where Bitcoin's price is low and then the hash rate continues to go higher and higher, it's an early indicator that the price is about to move. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now too. So pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff indeed. Outside of Bitcoin, AAVE and Tezos, they went up slightly today. Robinhood decided to add them. Interesting. Added a L1 and a DeFi project. What's also interesting is Robinhood is also seeking sanctioned investigators ahead of their self-custody crypto wallet launch. So it's interesting. They want to be like self-sanctioned or self-regulated before they launch their crypto wallet. Kind of interesting. I wonder if SBF, who owns I think 8% of Robinhood, maybe he's been in Vlad's ear a little bit, but you normally don't hear about this. But this is good overall for Robinhood fans or Robinhood users. There's a lot of people that come into the space, they kind of ape in or FOMO in on Robinhood, and they're kind of stuck on a platform that they can't do much with it. But now having a non-custodial wallet or self-custody wallet is a big step forward, because now you get to control your private key, you control your crypto, and that's pretty positive overall. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this. Algorand is talking about their FIFA NFT collection. Okay, FIFA, obviously, soccer, aka football, depending on where you are, is absolutely huge, and they're building out their NFT collection through Bible cards. That's kind of the new thing, right? But Algorand, not only do they have this big FIFA partnership, but yeah, they also have a lot of other stuff going on in their ecosystem. So Algorand is looking pretty good as well. MakerDao is looking to make themselves more decentralized. They're going to implement what they call Endgame, which will actually come out with another token, which will be a governance token. And basically, they're going to try to make everything more decentralized. And also, they have a huge number, $1.6 billion worth of USDC, which they don't feel like is decentralized anymore because of U.S. sanctions against Tornado Cash, and then Circle followed and complied with that. So you can't send USDC to certain addresses. So Maker wanted to sell off their USDC, but then they made a deal with Coinbase, and now it's been approved. They're going to stake that $1.6 billion worth of USDC with Coinbase and just collect interest. So that was also approved. All right, outside of that, tomorrow looking flat. Today was actually a pretty good day, but tomorrow's looking flat. I think tomorrow, Tuesday, we're probably not going to have any movement because people are eyeing what's going to happen on Wednesday with that large GDP report. But also tomorrow, there's major earnings too. For example, Apple. No, actually Apple is Thursday. I forgot the schedule, but I think tomorrow is Microsoft and Alphabet. I think tomorrow's Alphabet and Microsoft, and then Facebook is on Wednesday, and then Apple and Amazon is on Thursday. So some major earnings coming up this week too that may be driving things up or down depending on how they go. All right, let's do some Q&A. Let's zoom back here. All right. Man, it's a quiet night today. Quiet night indeed. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Robinhood moving towards compliance is cool. Nice sign of maturity industry. You could argue that. Some would argue that compliance or self-regulating or self-compliance is bad. It leads to more centralization. I guess, I think the best would be somewhere in the middle. But you're always going to have very opinionated people on both sides. But I do like the fact that Robinhood is coming out their non-custodial wallet. I think that's a big step forward. Randy, my buddy bought $10K worth of Bitcoin at $30. Get out of here. $10K worth or 10,000 Bitcoin. And thousands of ETH at $5 and $10. He's filthy rich. I bought at $5K, not as rich, sadly. That's pretty insane. I did know someone that bought in a ton of Ethereum after the ICO, so he's doing pretty well for himself. But man, buying Bitcoin at $30, that must be at very, very, very beginning. So yeah, he's probably filthy rich now. Polygon prediction for 2024. You know what? Recently I've been saying it's go ahead in the top 10, and it's very, very close. Top 10, top 5, possibly. So let's just put it that way. Rich, excited about your carnivore diet. Joe Rogan tried it, really helped him. It's not just him. So many, like Joe Rogan, even oh shoot, what's that guy like? Oh, Jordan Peterson. Surprisingly, Jordan Peterson also is on a carnivore diet. A lot of other guys have come out and said it. It sounds like the most unhealthy thing, but I'm gonna give it a shot for 30 days. I started recording for that already, so I'm gonna put that on the I Am George channel. Because I created a short a few days ago asking people if they would like to follow the journey, want to learn more, and everyone said yes. So I'm on day 2 right now. Luckily, I've been on keto and Atkins, so I'm used to eating low carbs. But now cutting out carbs completely, I think I'm okay. I just miss Diet Coke. I've been drinking Diet Coke for so long, I just miss it. Current thoughts on Avalanche. Lots of good news with Core Wallet and Core Hub. Subnets should be utilized more in time too. The thing with subnets is there's only like 2 major projects. And when I say major, they're still somewhat small. So they need to expand upon their subnets. And I know that they did come out with their Core Wallet. They also came out with the Lightweight Wallet. So I like Avalanche, but they need to expand upon their subnets. I hope you didn't get wrecked with Mac Jones rookie cards. I don't even know who Mac Jones is. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who Mac Jones is. I only dabble in basketball cards. Jeff, hey, always appreciate your support, man. Diet Coke is horrible for you. I know that. I know that. But I've been drinking it for 20 plus years, and it's like my go-to drink. Some days I drink more Diet Coke than water. I would say most days I do, but that's why it's so hard for me to cut that out right now. Will mining trigger another GPU plague? Yeah, it always does. It happened when I got in. When I first got in, you couldn't buy GPUs because everyone was mining Litecoin at the time. Then it died down. GPUs got cheap again. Guess what? Then Ethereum got popular, and we know what happened with GPUs. And now they're a lot more plentiful, and it's going to crash. There will probably be another project in the future that gets popular. Even though most projects are proof of stake now, there'll probably still be another one that, you know, stays proof of work and gets popular. It could happen. I would say the chance of it is now lower because most project goes straight to proof of stake, especially now that Ethereum has moved. But who knows? There are still some projects that are choosing to stay proof of work. New ones that could be proof of work that can drive things up again. Zach, ETH will be 80K by 2035. That's pretty ambitious. I don't know about that. In 2035, in 13 years, who knows what other new blockchains or technologies will be around. I'm hoping ETH will stay and still become the dominant powerhouse, but maybe not. Maybe they're going to be overtaken by someone else. Event Horizon, most humans historically ate mostly meat, high protein, fat, and low carbs. Yeah, I think that's why people decide to try it, and people are saying it works. You know, I know for sure the weight loss is going to happen, right? But it's the other things that I'm wondering if it's really going to help, like higher energy, higher focus, and a lot of people that with autoimmune diseases, just like it just went away. You know, chronic illness went away. You know, overall, and then you think about like, you know, like cholesterol and everything else, just goes down too. It seems counterintuitive, like it shouldn't happen, but everyone like swears by it. So that's why I'm gonna try for 30 days, see what happens. And if it works, I'm driven by progress. So if it works, it's gonna make me motivated and just keep going. But if I don't see progress, I lose motivation really fast. So we'll see in 30 days. If ETH will be 80K in 2035, then what will Shiba Inu be? I don't know. It could be a zero. By then, maybe another meme coin takes over. I don't think so. I don't think it'll be a zero. I'm kidding. But, you know, look at Doge. Doge has stayed around for a long time, and now it's one of the big caps, you know. So Shiba will probably stay around, but who knows if some other meme coin or some other project shoots up to the moon. BTC will be 1 million by 2035. There's no doubt about that. In 2035, it will be. And I think it'll come much sooner than that. Bitcoin going to $100,000 or $1 million. Oh, you're saying $1 million. Yeah. I think $1 million by 2035 will happen for sure. That is how many cycles from now? You know, 2024 will be the next one, and 2028. Then 2032. Then 2036. So probably 2036, $1 million. That's like 4 cycles. Certainly. What do you think of someone said next year will be the time for blockchain innovation? I would argue 2021 already happened. 2021 definitely happened in a big way. I would say the maturity of DeFi I would say is the big thing that happened. DeFi projects like Uniswap, AAVE, Compound, and then you have some newcomers, or PancakeSwap, SushiSwap, newcomers like QuickSwap and Lido and others. You know, they really set the stage for DeFi. And then Curve, let's not forget Curve, and you got MakerDao in there. And then you got a whole bunch of projects that also started staking. So these two things definitely changed the game. Now, other things that came out like NFTs, tokenization, lending, right? They're smaller now, but they also started in 2021 in a major way. This year, not so much because of the down, but when things come back up again, innovation will continue to happen, and who knows what else develops. You know, within a very short amount of time, these things all came out, became very, very positive really quickly. So in the next run, we're going to see more of this happen too. Any news on metaverse stuff? It seems to die out. Yeah, right now metaverses and really metaverse has really died out. No one's talking about Decentraland or Sandbox, even though Sandbox still has a few occasional news here or there about brands, but like Decentraland, like no news at all. A lot of the stuff that's related to crypto, like gaming, NFTs, have all died down, but they will all come back up in the next market. Next bull cycle, the next uptrend, they will all be roaring back. Annie, hey George, I stopped with sugar for 2 weeks now. Not for diet, but to feel better. Not tired during the day, and it works. It's hard, but honestly, it's great. I've heard that too, cutting out sugar. But the thing is, I don't eat or drink a lot of sugary stuff. So that has never been an issue for me. In fact, my caloric intake, I would say, is pretty low every day. It could be just the Diet Coke that's been getting to me. But I do feel pretty tired, you know, every day. It could be even my sleep schedule too. But I'm hoping this also helps with it. Virginia Scratchers, I agree with you. Sports cards, you look at everyone in the space, they're either people that have been in it for a very long time. Actually, most of them are, right? And I would say it's more manipulated because the scarcity factor is not readily available. You don't have some price index like what we're seeing now. Everything's driven by the auction prices. I would say there's a lot more manipulation with sports cards. Yeah. And whales could definitely move things up and down. You could corner a market very easily. I mean, you could make the argument that Logan Paul, he drove the Pokemon market up single-handedly because of all the things that he's done and all the purchases that he has made, right? So think about that. All right, guys, that is it. So today I want to talk about one of the ultimate holders, Cathie Wood, who bought 100K worth of Bitcoin at $250. And it paid off in a big way. This is why we need to continue to hold Bitcoin and focus on the future. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll cover more stuff. So smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.